So you'll be in Memphis tomorrow. Have you played Memphis before?
We have. It's not that often.
Where did you play before?
You know what? I can't remember the last time it's been several years. I mean, several years since we've been there. But it's a natural thing, a place to play because I have relatives in Memphis.
Really?
So I don't get to see them that often because I don't know what that is. I don't know if Memphis is. We need to build up the bluegrass crowd in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
And you know, ironically, my cousins that live there are from Memphis, Missouri.
I didn't even know there was a Memphis, Missouri.
Yeah, there's a Memphis, Missouri, and the Arms. I guess that you know what? Maybe they thought I can only live in a Memphis, and since I've lived in Memphis, Missouri all my life until they went to college. Then they went to Memphis, Tennessee, and they've been there for many years. And my aunt is flying in for this performance, so it's very exciting.
Fun. And so, obviously, Memphis, we have a lot of music history. Have any Memphis loves hearing about Memphis. Any Memphis music influence you in particular? I know bluegrass isn't necessarily big here, but music influences for you from Memphis potentially?
Well, I'm sure they are because you have blues and you have bluegrass, so there's a great correlation. You know, I love to visit Elvis's house.
Oh yeah.
I've probably been there 6, 7 times. I don't know. What I love about that is they always have something different to see, and I've heard it. They've even changed it up again. So.
Oh yeah. Well, now John Stamos guides you through the house. The voice of John Stamos. See?
Oh, the voice. I thought you was going to.
Oh no, I wish.
Personal tour. Oh my goodness! Like I'm going.
Just his voice. Just his voice. That would be amazing, though.
Woo! Yes, sign me up.
Okay, so tell me about, I loved reading your story. I mean, you've been playing forever. Tell me what it was like growing up in a musical family and making that your career.
Well, I mean, I just thought that's what everyone else was doing at their house. I, trace back 5 generations in the Vincent family is music. And so when I started singing when I was 3, when I was 5, the first real documentation when I was 5, we had a television show, a radio show, made our first recording. So it was on-the-job training. We had this live TV show that we had to drive to, I'm sure before school, because it was like with the farm day, farm report at 5:30 in the morning, I think, and the music for that. As I started school, my dad would pick me up from school. And we would play and sing till dinner. And after dinner, friends came over, and we'd play till bedtime. And so I grew up in this having a music party at my house every night, which
Amazing.
When you have that at your house, you just think everyone else is having the music party at their house, not really thinking anything about it. And until I got to be a teenager, and I found out that Barb Wheeler, Tommy Parsons were at the skating rink, and here I am. I'm here playing music with my grandpa, my grandma, or with the mom, dad, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends. So, but I'm so very thankful because it prepared me for what I do today. I grew to love the music. I have the passion for the travel. The same I travel with the world-class musicians, and that's the I think something that really gives us a common bond is that we all love the travel. We all have this passion for the music, and I think it just shines it through in everything that we do. This is an amazing year. We started the year by winning a Grammy,
yes,
and it's not just a Grammy for a project it features every member of my band, so it's extra special.
Absolutely. Okay, and speaking of your band, I love the name The Rage. How did that come to form?
Well, I did a couple of country albums back in the 90s, and it's kind of like my 5 years of my musical college years, just coming down here, recording and learning from the best of the best. Came at a crossroads, kind of like getting out of college and saying, okay, now what am I going to do with my life? I put together a band of friends that we just kind of got together at my house. We played a few shows, and it was almost like being in the right place at the right time. It's one of those things that was so natural because that's what I grew up doing. It's like, because this is so natural, could this actually be my career? And so for a long time, for many, many years, even after my band is successful, we're winning awards, we have a sponsorship with Martha White, it's like just taking it day to day, not realizing. It's like finally one day I said, wow, this is my career. It's not like what's going to be, it is my career. But I put together this this band's of friends. It was Rhonda, Alan, Joey, and Earl. And as we're playing in the living room, my husband came in. He goes, "I have the name of your band."
Cool.
And the Rage, Rhonda, Alan, Joey, and Earl was actually spelled with an I, but we changed it to E. And we made it R-A-J-E. Well, then all of a sudden, Alan, Joey, and Earl are no longer in the band. People, they would put a tilde at the end, or they would pronounce it Rajay because of the J. And so I said, you know what, let's just make this Rhonda and the Rage. So it seems to be a great title, a great name for the band, and that's what it's been now.
Very good. Okay, now you mentioned your Grammy, but I also discovered that you won a national cornbread cooking contest, which was the greatest stat ever. So do you have like this like tradition, like passed down like recipe that you used, or?
Well, it's actually when I was sponsored by Martha White for 15 years, and we would get in. I actually had the lady from the Martha White Test Kitchen. She created. If you go on, you can search for this or go to marthawhite.com probably, and it's Rhonda's Raging Cornbread. Yes. And the first year, she came up with this amazing recipe, and I mean, you can basically make a meal from it, and it is so good. It won the contest that first year, and several times afterwards. In fact, she tried to even change it up. She's like, "We're going to do something different this year." It did not work. Rhonda's Raging Cornbread, that is it.
I love it. I love it. So obviously you play mandolin, guitar, fiddle. Do you like one most of all? Is mandolin like your favorite, or do you have?
I'm most comfortable. I guess my skill level would be higher on the mandolin than any of the others. You know, I play fiddle. I play some twin with Hunter on stage. I used to play it more and used to play contests, but not as much so. And I started playing guitar just basically to write songs, you know, to accompany myself. But I play most any stringed instrument, but some better than others. I mean, like I have a band member, Josh Williams. He plays every instrument equally well. You know, from one, he could be in a band with virtually any of the instruments. Oh,
there you go.
It's trying to call me.
Do you have a favorite? This is probably a hard question, but do you have a favorite song that you've written or a favorite album that you've put out? I
mean, of course, the Grammy-winning one would be at the top of the list. Absolutely. I think what happens is whatever's new, you know, you do a new project. Our latest one was Live at the Ryman, and it's a historic project. Yes. But we have a song. I mean, this is something. I mean, I'm from a tiny town, Greentop, Missouri. There's things that we get to do that you can't dream of, like meeting Dolly Parton and working with her for many years. But most recently, we have a song that's on the Elton John Bernie Taupin tribute CD restoration, along with Chris Stapleton and Willie Nelson and Leanne Womack and Miley Cyrus. And it's become a #1 song, and it is so, now all of a sudden, everybody's requesting this. It's amazing to have, it's not my project, but it's a song on a different one that people are really grasping onto. Sirius XM is playing it, WSM is playing it, and it's called Please, so please check it out.
Absolutely.
And please come to our show in Memphis, and we'll play it for you.
Definitely. Okay, you mentioned Dolly. How was working with Dolly Parton?
It's always amazing. This new song, Please, is actually a duet with her.
Amazing.
So, I mean, and well, it's all these incredible things, like this year. It was January 25th. We were in New York City, and we got to open the Grand Ole Opry in Times Square. Did you know there's a Grand Ole Opry in Times Square now?
I did not know that. That's amazing.
You go to New York City, you can hear country music. So we opened the Opry. It's called Opry City Stage, right next to the M&M factory.
Yes.
If you you go find the M&Ms and go to the next door. Go next door north. But we're there with Vince Gill. Got to go to the New York Stock Exchange and ring a closing bell with Vince Gill. So if you do that, you can't take your phone. There's a lot of rules, but no phone calls because they don't want you to give insider trading. And I didn't end up like Martha Stewart, you know. So, so my phone rings while I'm standing with Vince Gill at the New York Stock Exchange, and I look down, and it's Dolly, and it's like, what am I going to do?
I mean, you've got to answer, right?
Well, I snuck out. I said, I can't talk right now. And they said, oh, Dolly just wants to send you a message. I just need your email address. It's like, okay. So I give it to him real quick. Anyway, that's another thing that's coming up. I got to sing with Dolly and Alison Krauss. It's on the movie. It's a movie soundtrack, and I'm hoping it's actually the movie. I don't know. But
Okay.
it's the movie that Jennifer Aniston is producing called Dumplin'.
Oh, amazing.
So Linda, I can't remember her last name. Linda and Dolly produced it together. Anyway, check it out. But to answer your question, it's amazing things like this that is always wonderful with Dolly, because it's always so fun. You never know at what moment. I mean, it was back in the 90s, and a call from Dolly's office. And to one of the greatest experiences ever with her was she did a live project called Heart Songs. And so there was rehearsal. I got to spend 10 days with Dolly and watching and learning from her. I mean, this is a giant crew of probably 60 plus people. And she always spent time with each and every person, personal time, talking and visiting. I later asked her, I said, how did you know and she was also writing her book at that time. So how would she know that she was talking to this person today, this person? She didn't calculate that. She just instinctively each day would spend personal time with each person there. I thought that was so amazing and just so down to it. People are bringing her tomatoes. She's like, yeah, I'm going to fry those up when I get home. It's like,
So
you're
cool.
Dolly. Don't you have somebody that doesn't someone cook for you? It's
Right.
like, no, she doesn't have that. It's her and her husband. She's like a normal person at home. And she said, like, I have a housekeeper that comes in once a week. And other than that, that's.
That's amazing.
I know. It's unbelievable. She is
her.
the greatest.
So cool. So what can people, if they haven't seen you perform before, what can they expect in a live performance from Rhonda, Vincent, and the Rage?
Well, I have world-class musicians, of course. Amazing musicians. Like I said, we share this love for the music. So that really comes through. It's people and we've been together, Hunter's probably been in the group 17 years, 10. There's a longevity. So there's a cohesiveness that you find with this group. But most of all, we love what we do, and we're so excited about what we do. And so I think that comes through. And there's something for everyone. There are the hard drive and bluegrass songs. We had Song of the Year with Kentucky Borderline. We have the new song Please that my daughter travels with us, so she sings Dolly's part on that.
Cool.
We try to be able to emulate exactly this Grammy CD is exactly what it was, a live CD, which is really unheard of for to win a Grammy. So, but it's exactly what we do. That's what that CD is. It's a representation, and so everyone is featured, and everyone brings this very unique element to that and their skill. So some of the best in the world.
Awesome. It's going to be a great show.
I'm
excited.
It is.
Well, thank you for chatting with me. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or?
Join me on at rhondavincent.com for more information, or Facebook. I love it when people join me on there.
Perfect.
I'm
Well,
Rhonda Vincent Official.
wonderful. We'll see you tomorrow in Memphis.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
see you there. See you in Memphis. Come see me.
Thank you, Rhonda.